Have you ever wondered where you came from? How your family could have been a part of history? Heritage is a very important aspect in someone's life. Everyone should know where they derive from. This is what makes us all culturally diversified. Somewhere or another, we all come from different or the same ethnic backgrounds. Through my own search, through my cultural heritage, I found some very interesting stuff. I found that my family on all sides is not really traditional in any sort of way, but that's just how we are. I originate from a long line of different ethnic backgrounds, none of them prominent enough to stick around throughout the generations. Therefore, today, I would like to talk to you a little bit about my own cultural and ethnic background, and how I stumbled upon it. Through this process, I found out there are many different resources to acquire such information, such as family, genealogical testing, Ancestry.com, and genealogical.com. First, I started off in my research talking with different family members. My Uncle Mike Mitchell gave me very detailed information. He passed on information that I would never have known until I asked. He shared with me who my ancestors were, who married who, and everyone's ethnicity. Mike shared with me our family tree and everyone I am a descendant from. I guess I always figured I'm American and that is that. Boy, was I wrong. I had no idea there was such a long line of French, English, Irish, and German individuals through my ancestors. While I was talking with Mike, I asked him if there was a way to find out where you initially originate from. And there is. It is called genealogical testing. Through this testing, male or females can be tested, yet males are the prominent source. According to genealogy.com, males carry a Y chromosome and the females a mitochondrial DNA chromosome. The Y chromosome is the genetic marker that is passed down from father to son, which is unchanged. This test can determine if two people are related, or if you descend from the same ancestor. It can also provide clues about your ethnic origin. In my case, I originated from Scandinavia. If you were to test the female side, you would not be able to pinpoint the exact location, for it cannot determine close relationships through mitochondrial DNA. However, if you do not want to take the genealogical route, you can just do certain online researches such as Ancestry.com. Ancestry.com provides you with numerous ways to search your family tree. It checks the census and the National Archives. One of my ancestors was found through the draft registration cards of 1917 to 1918. This led me to the National Archives at nationalarchives.com. It can be an endless search, but well worth it when you are done. Lastly, there is genealogy.com. This is another family tree site where people can join, leave messages, and ask about different relatives and ancestors till you determine you have a match. You can leave certain information about each family member and their descendants, who married who, and who was born from that union. It keeps us going until the family tree ends. In my family tree, we started off with a man named Joseph Mitchell who came from Canada in the 1800s, which then married Phoebe Caw, who was English, but she came from Canada also. And then it just kind of descended down to James Mitchell, which was in Chicago, Illinois, and he died in 1921 in Dayton, Ohio at Woodland Cemetery. Before he passed away, he had married Maria Kinney, and their son was Joseph Kinney Mitchell, which went on down to Dwight Hayes Mitchell. As you scroll on down, you'll have Henry Steiner and Apollonia Steiner, who were German, who had Carolyn Steiner and Stephen Fry, which was married in a union, and then Lillian Fry, which goes back to DeWitt Hayes Mitchell. From there, you go to back to DeWitt, and then which will go to Donald Bryce Mitchell, which was my grandfather, my dad's father. He was born in 1927, and he passed away in 1996. And he's buried at Preble Memorial Gardens in West Alexandria, Ohio. But from there, we go to my dad, who married my mother, and I'll show you that. So this here would be Donald Mitchell, which is my grandfather. He then, which is him here, he then married Emma Goodpasture, which was my grandmother. They had 3 sons, which was Mark Mitchell, my father, Mike Mitchell again, my uncle, and Dipsy Mitchell, my other uncle. And then Mark Mitchell married Sharon Howard, which would be my mother. And then they had, the 2 brothers had their own children, which are here, Matthew and Nathan and Luke, and they're here again. And then my mom and dad had me and my sister, and that's where it ends. This is Melody and me here. And that's where our family tree stops. And I plan to go through and finish this out with our husbands and children, so they can go on through the next generations and continue the tradition, so our future generations can also know where they came from. In closing, it is not certain exactly what mark my family did make in history. I just know that I came from them down the line. It made me wonder what their life was like and how things were passed down through the ages of descendants. How did traditions get lost along the way? Will I ever know for sure? Probably not. Yet it will not stop me from researching more. I want to find out more so I can keep passing this along through future generations to come. Now, I have given you different resources to start your own investigating through family, genealogical testing, Ancestry.com, and genealogy.com. I hope this will help you get started in your own search of family.